Take a deep breath in. As you breathe in a calm, relaxing breath of relaxation. And as you exhale, just allow feelings of stress, tension or worries to feel like it's leaving your body in your outward breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Scan your body for where any feelings of tension may be more intense. Perhaps your jaw, maybe muscles around your eyebrows, forehead, neck or shoulders. And just imagine, as you breathe in, the relaxation that you breathe in is melting away that tension. And feel the evaporation of that tension leave your body in your outward breath. And you can consider breathing in and breathing out as an emotional transfusion. Breathing in what you need and exhaling what you don't. As you breathe in and breathe out, slow down the breath and increase the length and depth. As you breathe in more than you normally would. And as you exhale, just allow that outward breath to be slower and longer, so that on your next inward breath, you activate your diaphragm and breathe in a deeper breath than before. As you accept that, the deeper you breathe, the deeper relaxed you become, and feel a wave of relaxation start at the top of your head and trickle down, all the way down, your neck, your shoulders, arms and legs, all the way down into your gut, releasing any anxiety, all the way down into your legs. Your legs and arms feel like a puppet with no strings, limp, loose, relaxed, as you drift into a wonderful place where change happens. As you become more relaxed, I want you to think of a memory. I want you to think of a time perhaps you were telling a tongue twister to someone you know. I want you to remember where you were back then, communicating how that tongue twister went, and feel how you felt back then. You were different back then, relaxed and healthy, feeling normal. And just feel the words leave your mouth as you get so much of that tongue twister right. And maybe it's a tongue twister about a woman selling seashells on the seashore. Or maybe about pickled peppers or something else. But feel how relaxed your tongue is in your mouth. You've got the appropriate amount of moisture. And as you communicate that tongue twister, feel how natural it feels to just say it without any issues whatsoever. And then teleport to a different point in time. A time perhaps where you're reading a bedtime story. Remember where you were. Remember the bedroom. Remember where you sat. And maybe it was a story you made up in your imagination, or maybe you were reading from a book. But remember how effortless it was to read that story. The words just flowed. The enunciation was natural. It was easy, effortless, and enjoyable. And feel like you were back in your body, reading that bedtime story. Perhaps as you're reading the bedtime story, the soothing sound of your words helped to take someone off into a deep, deep sleep. I want you to get a sense of how good it feels to remember that memory where everything in your mouth was completely fine. You could enunciate words fine. You could swallow whenever you needed to. Notice how much you didn't even notice your mouth back then. Your focus, your attention was on other things. And I want you to feel that you are reactivating those neural pathways that were active back then. Your brain already knows how to have balance there in your mouth. Sometimes your body changes temporarily. If you're out in bright sunshine, you might squint your eyes just for a period of time until the sunshine goes into a shadow. And sometimes you might tense a muscle to lift something heavy. And when you put that heavy thing back down, you can release the tension in those muscles. I want you to feel that whatever has been activated there in your mouth doesn't need to be activated now, as you give permission for it to go back to normal. Feel how good it used to feel when you didn't even think about this sensation. And then go back to a different memory. Perhaps a first kiss. Remember where you were back then. Maybe you can even remember where you were, what you were wearing. And remember the moment, the chain of events that led up to that first kiss. Remember how you were breathing, and breathe that way. Maybe there was excitement, nervousness. Enjoy feeling how you felt back then, and then just reimagine, re-experiencing that very first kiss in the first person, back in your own body, feeling how you felt back then. And become very aware of how relaxed all the muscles in your mouth were. That your tongue was just left to its own devices to do what felt natural in that moment. And as you reactivate the memory, you reactivate the neural pathways, giving permission for your body to go back to what feels so much better. And then imagine teleporting into the future. I want you to imagine, perhaps it's the afternoon or early evening. I want you to imagine opening up a brand new bottle of tequila. Hear the sound it makes perhaps when you open the cupboard or the refrigerator. The noise when the lid comes off the bottle. the sound it makes of it being poured into a glass, perhaps by itself or maybe over ice. And imagine the sensation of relief as you sip that tequila. And notice the relief comes not from the alcohol, because alcohol takes time before it can have an impact. Your brain has learned that it is the smell, the texture, the sounds, the speed, the way you breathe, the thoughts connected to the tequila that makes it give you that feeling of relief. And deep in your subconscious mind, you accept the suggestion: alcohol is not necessary. It is everything else that makes it work. Because if alcohol was to work, then other alcoholic drinks would also work. Vodka would work just as well as tequila, or scotch would work just as well. And therefore your brain has learned that it is the smells, the texture, the speed, the rituals, the routines, and the belief that is a lock and a key to activate relief. And as you imagine sipping that tequila, feeling a sense of relief and relaxation without any alcohol whatsoever, this is way more than just the tequila. It is irrefutable evidence that you have the power to make pain and discomfort go away, that the locus of control is with you, that there is a future without pain and discomfort. Because if you can influence how you feel and what you notice, consider this: the very beginning of a future of more and more control, of less and less discomfort. This is page 1 of a brand new chapter. And allow your subconscious mind to activate the neural pathways and resources to enable you to enjoy this chapter in your life. If your subconscious mind is willing to try different things, to have a future of more fun, enjoyment, relaxation, and comfort, let me know by nodding your head. And in nodding your head, you are releasing the chains of the past. You are not your past. And in letting go of the past, you open a doorway to a future, a desirable future, a future where life is worth living. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Return to the present as you wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. As very soon I count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. You will awaken feeling hopeful, optimistic, with a sense of possibility as to what this new chapter in your life will bring. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.